Hello my friends, it's Ranger Russ from Meigs Nature Center, and as you can see, I'm in a snowplow this morning. So we did get a bit of snow here at Hammonasset, and the wildlife is adjusting pretty well. I'm about to show you what's out here hunkering down behind the jetty. You can see we've got some eiders. So I know they're going to be difficult for you to see. I will zoom in the best I can and describe them. Black and white birds hanging out. Now you can see the wind is coming out of the west, and they are using the jetty, which is completely covered, just about completely covered. Big waves are covering the jetty, so we're really close to high tide with the storm surge pushing in, and we've got the waves going overtopping the jetty. Now I do have my binoculars in the truck here, so I'm going to look through this flock of birds. And yes, we've got eiders. Oh, there's some, looks like males and females, maybe some juveniles, definitely juveniles. There's something else mixed in there. Oh, I'm not sure what those are. About the size of an eider, a little bit smaller, but a completely black head. Wonder if we've got some surf scoters out there as well. They are actually diving for food. This is not even deterring them. They're bobbing up once in a while. Some of them are just sitting. They've got their heads tucked in under their wings. Some of them just have their heads tucked down. This is really cool. I wish that I had a scope that could zoom in sufficiently for you to see this. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you putting up where you're messaging from. I see Westerly, what did I see? Cromwell earlier, Michigan. Michigan got under an inch. So here in southern Connecticut, right on the coast, we got maybe 6 inches, not even. And I've just noticed there are some brants off to my left. You're not going to be able to see them, but we've got brant geese as well. So again, about 6 inches of snow, unfortunately, here at Hammonasset. We have some very strong winds, and it's creating some big drifts. And the drifts are actually kind of hard for my little plow truck to make it through. One of the drifts, the first drift I hit this morning, the visibility was practically zero because of the wind blowing more snow around than was actually snowing. I hit the first drift and it went over the top of the plow, and I got stuck right off the bat. So not having a great day plowing out here. It's calmed down now. I don't think there's any new snow. Sun broke through for just a tad there and helped a little bit, but clouded over again. So I hope everyone looks up eiders. I'm not going to say which kind of eider. I'm not that good of a ocean birder. These are birds that only come into the shore here in the winter. We're not going to see them in the summertime. They're more pelagic or ocean dwelling in the summers. You can spot them off of the coast of Maine and further north in the summertime. Chester, Mass got 14 inches and still snowing. Yeah, I'm hearing that some parts of Connecticut are far more than we have down here on the shore. Where did we see Uncasville had 8 inches. So a lot of snow down here. We're gonna actually, and you can see the snow doesn't like staying out on the beach. very much. The wind just blows it right off of the beach. There's only been a couple of snowstorms since I've worked here where you could actually go out on the beach. And I see Matthew has a question. The park is not open yet. I believe, though, that they got the COVID area open. We are now a COVID testing station, and that was our first priority this morning. So most of our plows were over doing that area this morning. I'm not sure, but I think that they are done with that area. I'm working out on Meigs Point. So I haven't been to the other areas in quite a while. Not since I got in this morning, been out here. So there have been a couple of snowstorms where I could go and actually snowshoe or cross-country ski on the beach, and that was amazing. There were quite a few people out there in cross-country skis. It was really neat to see fellow cross-country skiers on the beach. And I would not say by any means I am a good cross-country skier. I enjoy it immensely. I think probably my favorite winter sport. Or activity. But all right, take a look. Let's look at that rock there. This is going to be bouncy because I don't have the gimbal. You're just on the window mount. But you can look at that rock there. The snow is actually in the gaps there and is stuck in there. So that's pretty cool. I would guess usually we get the park open by noon, but because we have to do the COVID testing station, which takes up much of the campground, I don't think that we'll be open by noon. But we will be open as soon as it is safe and we have some good clear parking spots. We will open up the park. I'm just going to plow my way over, and I did see a northern harrier earlier this morning. I'm hoping maybe I'll see one a little bit later. But we're going to head over and see if I can spot some horned larks. They were hanging out by the nature center. You can see there's a little bit of melt happening on the road there. Let me zoom back out. There we go. Hello, Steve. I tried to get a hold of Steve this morning. He had a question. Gonna watch out for this plow truck. Definitely don't want to cross plow trucks' paths when they're going backwards. All right, you can see the whiteout conditions that happen when the snow really starts to blow. Gets a little difficult to plow at that time. Now, one of the great things about the wind is it has cleared off patches out here in the parking lot, patches of grass, which is what the horned larks use for food. Just gonna plow a little spot there. It is slick. It takes me a long time to get this plow stopped. But we're going to go along here, and I can see the larks ahead of us. I did not stop and identify them this morning, so there could be mixed in there a snow bunting or two. So I'm going to go right over here, and there they go. They were hiding behind. That is pretty cool. How smart are these birds? There was a little snowdrift that I plowed up earlier, and they were all feeding in behind it. Now they've moved down to that spot. Let me put this in park here. So if you guys just want to keep on putting in your weather where you are, like Steve in North Carolina, what's the weather like down there? Nancy in Ohio. Like to see what the weather is doing in other parts of the country right now. So the horned larks, they're all feeding facing the wind. They're poking around in there looking for seeds, leftover seeds. I am only seeing larks in that flock. The snow buntings, the horned larks, and the Lapland longspurs will mix occasionally. Now, I'm going to say the visibility is really tough with the wind shaking the truck and the snow blowing across the birds. So I'm not going to guarantee that there aren't other birds mixed in there. But I can definitely pick out the male horned larks. Pretty neat. So these birds, this is what they do for the winter, coming from the Arctic. So don't think that this is a terrible weather for them. They are used to this kind of... There goes a harrier. There was a harrier. It's already out of the picture. Let's see if we can get that harrier. Where'd it go? No. It's out over the marsh, flying away. You get to see what I look like on a day without my hat. All right. Where'd it go? It is flying low across the marsh. That's unfortunate. Going away from us. But that's a northern harrier. Again, an Arctic bird comes down here. I doubt they're going to have very much success, or had very much success this morning. But now that there's not as much snow, it's still very windy. I would guess that the moles and voles and mice are going to start to move around and look for some seeds, and if they need seeds. An important thing to note that they will store seeds, but that's not all that they will eat. Now I want to show you this. While I was looking at the horned lark, the northern harrier, the horned larks landed over here. So you can see them all. Look at how they duck their heads down in the gusts of wind, but continue to feed. They're just trying to get those seeds. Now I will do a program at some point where I'll bring out the gimbal and we'll just sit right out there, maybe toss some seeds to get them a little closer to us, and then I can tell you more about them in detail. I don't know a lot about the horned larks, except that they are only here in the winter. They are an Arctic bird. So I'm going to have to do some research, find out what special things the horned larks can do besides survive in this bitter cold, which is pretty impressive, I'm going to say. All right. So I thought I saw somebody say, yeah, Steve, it's 40 and clear in North Carolina right now. Well, that's good. If you don't like snow, anyway. So I'm going to, too close to that sign there. We're going to turn around, plow our way out of here. But I want to show you the nature center. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but as the truck drives over these areas that I've plowed already, it's crunching. So it freezes very quickly. Those areas that the sun melted a bit are already frozen. And I can hear the crunch and feel the slip of the tires as I go. Looks Looks like Middletown is 25 and windy. So there's our old Nature Center building. Zoom back out, show you that. Our horned larks vocal at this season. Great question. All I hear them do, I do not hear the beautiful calls that they do during mating season, but I do hear them peep at each other while they're feeding. All right, so take a look at the drift. Oof, the snow just filled my truck. Look at the drift in front of the door there. I'm gonna have to shovel that out. We usually don't use the front door, but we need to clear all the doors. We will have volunteers in the building and some staff doing some feeding over the next few days, and we want to get those doorways clear just for emergency egress. So all of our doorways will be shoveled out. As soon as I'm done plowing, that's my next task, is to get these walkways opened up. And there are some big drifts in front of these walkways. So just wanted to show you this. We will do more of the snow tomorrow and hopefully find some tracks tomorrow. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock to see what I can come up with at that time. And we're gonna make it a quick program today because I really do need to get to the plowing again. So again, you can watch these programs live on Facebook from Tuesday through Friday at 11 o'clock. Remember, next week is Christmas, so I'm going to be taking a couple days off there and a couple days off for New Year's. So we'll do some spotty shows over the next few weeks. Also, if you were able to, I did a quick program from my house last night when it was snowing and made my house look really cool with the Christmas lights on it and everything. But you can watch that program if you scroll down on the Facebook. Eventually, the programs do get up onto our YouTube channel, Meigs Point Nature Center YouTube channel. You can also see our programs on meigspointnaturecenter.org if you visit the Virtual Learning Center. So, I hope you all enjoy your day. Hopefully nobody has to go out today. Again, the roads are slippery even where they are plowed. So make sure you all stay in, stay safe. It makes COVID much easier to deal with when you can't go anywhere anyway. Or it makes the snow easier to deal with when you can't go anywhere anyway. So whichever you choose, let's just be safe and happy and stay warm, everyone. I did hear that about 160 to 200 people have lost power in Connecticut. So that's unfortunate, but it's only a few. So hopefully we'll get that power back on very, very quickly. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this program, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock.